Hello friends, welcome to our special video series around MEF 19, and I am pleased to be with Ari Banerjee from Netcracker, and we are going to discuss on SD-WAN, how and why it is important for the telecoms as well as for the enterprise community. So Ari, welcome to this video.
Thank you.
Tell us something about the big advantages that SD-WAN is bringing today for the telecoms community as well as the enterprise community.
It's a good question. I think the biggest thing which SD-WAN has, the promise of SD-WAN is to bring costs down. So if you think about MPLS connectivity branch to branch, it's expensive. SD-WAN brings that at a much lower cost. Doesn't mean it really replaces MPLS. It stays with MPLS. So there will be MPLS and there will be SD-WAN. You can have lower priority traffic, distinguished based on priority, based on branch office requirements, with a combination. So there are a lot of advantages to SD-WAN. Now, the problem, however, are also many. We have seen SD-WAN's growth pretty well in the last few years. And if you talk to most of the operators who have an enterprise business, they will talk about SD-WAN deployments. However, the needle in terms of where SD-WAN, the level of needle that needs to have moved hasn't been done the right way. There has been a lot of challenges. So SD-WAN deployments typically has been in silos, and there has been a problem with scalability. So whenever they have added 50, 100 branches, it's okay. When it starts to go into thousands of enterprises, that's where it starts to fall, because a lot of that has to be done manually. The service automation orchestration is missing. Also, when you talk about multi-vendor services or applications or DNF applications on top of SD-WAN, another challenge. Then the coexistence of SD-WAN with your broadband or your IP MPLS, the traffic steering, the multi-layer path compute, the end-to-end stitching of that whole fabric, that needs a lot of automation. So SD-WAN as a technology, brings a lot of benefits, but we are still at a stage where we have not exploited it to the best of our ability.
Okay.
And the bottlenecks remain around service automation. Bottlenecks remain around how do you differentiate the services, because think about this, and you do not have to be an operator to be able to provide SD-WAN service.
Right. That's why you have so many SD-WAN flavors today.
SD-WAN vendors, enterprises can directly get the SD-WAN from the SD-WAN vendors. So what can the operator do to make it sticky so that the enterprises comes to them rather than going directly to an SD-WAN vendor?
Right.
So that's the challenge they need to resolve today.
Okay. So how can they solve this challenge? How can they kind of go for the automation and orchestration that you spoke about?
So I think there are different things they need to do. One, that SD-WAN services offering to the enterprise customers cannot be in a siloed way. That I have my voice, video, data, other connectivity services, etc. I provide to you enterprise, and I have SD-WAN separately. I think it needs to be a power-up bundle. That means that it's just another option. Create the right e-commerce digital marketplace. Like we are all used to Amazon or Apple. Create that user experience so that people come in, you can get your voice, video, data, connectivity services. You can then choose your SD-WAN vendor. It doesn't have to be one choice. There could be multiple choices of SD-WAN vendor. And then you choose value-added services application on top of it, and then everything, the whole pricing, the cross-product discount, the value, all of that needs to be part of a broader bundle strategy. So what you're doing is you're not just providing one offer, just an SD-WAN silo, which an enterprise can get directly from an SD-WAN vendor, but now you're creating and expanding your bundle where there are so many other components as part of it, and then the value of that is much more than SD-WAN. It's IT applications, it's connectivity services, it's your IoT services, your edge services, all of that as part of a bigger bundle. That's when that is where they need to reach.
Okay.
The role of operations, automation becomes essential because you're providing a digital experience. Think about it. If you go to an Amazon and you're ordering services, I'm making it very simple, right? You are not reaching out and touching different touch points. It's very seamless, right? You just go, you order, you're done, you're gone.
Right.
Why can't we provide that kind of an experience to the end users or to the enterprise? And in this case, end users are the, are the enterprise or the SMBs. That one-touch, seamless digital experience, which includes SD-WAN. So those are the kind of bottlenecks, those are the kind of problems we as a Netcracker are solving for the industry.
Okay.
And that's something the operators need to resolve and get their act together if they have to differentiate and make real money from SD-WAN.
Okay. Today we see a lot of standardization being put forward by MEF.
Yeah.
So how will that help the SD-WAN ecosystem per se? Or the other thought is that will it hamper the innovation part because you cannot standardize innovation, right?
So I don't think so. It's a good question. Yeah. You need to automate and you need to standardize certain parts of it.
Right.
You are not standardizing innovation, but you are standardizing the interfaces. You are standardizing elements where it is easier to provision a value-added network function or VAS, VNF onto an SD-WAN UCPE, for example. Those are the things you are standardizing, where you have to create manual scripts, which you have to do today.
Right.
You are automating that. But how do you innovate on top of that? But this is really the layer which is more of a plumbing, right? You're adding services on. But how do you differentiate on the services? How do you differentiate on some of the other things? Those are your innovation. You are not making it a commodity. So if you ask me, is standardization important? Absolutely, it is important. A model-driven standardized approach is critical. MEF's work in that is also very, very pertinent. Innovation sits on top of it.
Right.
Because creating those interfaces, the scripting and all of that, there is no innovation there. It is just manual scripting and processes and things like that. You can automate that. Now you innovate at the service layer. Okay. You innovate at the plumbing layer. Makes no sense.
Right.
So standardization absolutely mission critical, but that doesn't hamper innovation. I think it will accelerate innovation.
Okay. The last question. What is the big innovation that Netcracker is bringing to MEF 19? Maybe you can talk about the POC that you have.
Absolutely. So I think we are bringing the couple of things. We are really bringing about 3 or 4 things. One, automation. Innovation, mainly automation across the entire value cycle. So bringing different vendors, different SD-WAN vendors as part of the service mix. Bringing and giving the option and the choices to pick any value-added service VNFs on top of that SD-WAN offering, variety of SD-WAN offering, automation across all of these aspects of it, zero-touch fulfillment, and the biggest of it, the most user experience, the most holistic, simplified digital user experience. Because as I said in my talk, remember, the user experience is such to be so simple that a 14-year-old kid should be able to provide that.
True.
You don't need a network engineer. You should not have to be a PhD in network to be able to do that. It should be as simple. It should be this way. If I can manage and download stuff from the Apple iStore, if I can, somebody can go to Amazon and buy goods, they should be able to provision services and choose that on a digital marketplace. That level of simplicity.
Right.
So these are all these 3. So automation, user experience, variety of value-added services, and seamless user experience across all of that are some of the things we are bringing.
Okay.
And exactly that is our POC here.
Great.
Multiple vendors, multiple SD-WAN, all of that part of one huge mix. Okay. Universal CPE coming from somebody else, mix and match services, choose SD-WAN of choice, choose value-added service from digital marketplace. Okay. All of that needs to be orchestrated seamlessly with a very cool user interface or digital experience.
Okay. But beyond this, on the innovation side, what more can we expect from Netcracker in the coming months?
Absolutely. The other thing that we are doing, and though we are not showing it here, is really the whole partner ecosystem or the platform economy management, which is, remember, when you have a service mix or a service chain where you have different vendors as part of it, contributing to it, the revenue flow needs to get split. So the partner management, contract management, settlement, ecosystem management is an essential component of this. So creating that holistic ecosystem, which we had started a few years back with our Ecosystem 2.0 program.
Okay.
Then we launched our Netcracker Business Cloud program, which is partner-based digital marketplace, which brings in IT application services and taking it to the next level. And is managing this holistic partner ecosystem, license management, because it's a very complex thing around this. And then the next level of innovation that we are working very steadily with some of our largest customers is around multi-access edge.
Okay.
And how do you bring those services to the edge? And how do you connect that seamlessly from your SD-WAN to your edge cloud to your multi-access edge, and then provide the service end to end? That is something that we are working with some of our customers, and we will be showcasing that as we go along.
Great. So Ari,
Thank you so
thanks
much,
for
sir.
spending time, and it's a pleasure
Thank
to meet you here. We look forward to meeting you again sometime.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.